The story begins with a little boy named Saroo. Saroo and his elder brother Gudu are stealing coal from a train. These boys are extremely poor and have to resort to stealing to survive. They steal a lot of coal from the train and go to a shop. To sell it at the same shop, Jalebi's Indian sweets are being made. Saroo tells his brother that he wants to eat jalebi. His brother replies that one day he will definitely buy jalebis for him. Right now, he doesn't have enough money to even buy a single one. Saroo says that one day they will buy all the jalebis from the shop. In return for the coal, they receive a little milk. The brothers play around and return home, where their little sister is waiting. The three siblings live with their mother. When their mother sees the milk, she asks where they got it from, but the children do not reply. That night, Gudu gets ready to go to work. Saroo insists on going with him. Gudu refuses, saying he's too small for the heavy lifting required at the job. Saroo tries to prove his strength by lifting a chair over his head and even attempting to lift a bicycle. He insists, so Gudu finally agrees to take him. They arrive at a train station. Saroo, tired, falls asleep in Gudu's lap. Gudu tries to wake him up, but Saroo is too sleepy and says, "Let me sleep." Gudu lays him on a bench and tells him to stay there while he goes to work and will return in the morning. Before Gudu leaves, Saroo says, "Bring jalebis when you come back." Gudu says okay. Saroo adds, "Bring 2,000 jalebis." Gudu leaves and the night deepens. Station becomes completely deserted. Saroo, the only child at the station, sees a train parked and climbs inside one of the carriages. Soon, he falls asleep. When he wakes up the next morning, the train is already moving. Saroo panics and runs through the train calling for his brother. Tries to open the doors, but they're locked. Even when the train stops a few times, he can't get out because the doors don't open. The train is completely empty. Saroo, hungry and scared, is now trapped. After traveling for several days, the train finally reaches Kolkata in West Bengal, minus 1,600 kilometers away from his home in the Khandwa district of Madhya Pradesh. He gets off at the station, which is very crowded. He goes to the ticket counter and says he wants to go home, but everyone there is speaking Bengali. Saroo doesn't understand anything, sits with a group of homeless children at the station, but soon some people come to take the children away. Saroo senses danger and runs away. Now he is completely alone in a big, unfamiliar city. He is hungry and lost. Asterisk, quick message. 99% of my viewers watch the videos but don't subscribe or like them.
Right.
Please make sure to subscribe and like the video. Thank you. Asterisk. The next morning, Saroo is walking along the railway tracks. A woman named Noor sees him and asks where his home is. He says Ganesh Talai. This is such a small village in Madhya Pradesh that no one knows where it is. Noor takes him home, gives him food, and helps him clean up. She tells him that a man will come in the morning who will help him find his mother. But the next day, a man named Rama visits. He inspects Saroo's body and whispers to Noor that she did a great job and that they were looking for a boy like him. Saroo becomes suspicious and runs away from the house. He spends many days around the Hara Bridge area, constantly thinking about his mother, how she used to break stones for a living, and how he used to help her. Loves his mother dearly, but now is 1,600 kilometers away, with no idea how to return. 2 months pass like this. One rainy morning, he is sitting outside a cafe. A boy inside the cafe notices Saroo copying him. The boy comes outside and gives him something to eat. He then takes Saroo to the police station, tells the police that the boy does not speak Bengali, only Hindi. When asked where he is from, Saroo says Ganesh Tala. But neither the boy nor the police know where that is because it's such a remote village. They ask Saroo his mother's name. He replies, Ami. The truth is, Saroo is still so young that he doesn't even know his mother's real name, only that he calls her Ami. The police try hard to find his family but fail, as there is no clear information about his village or family. Eventually, Saroo is sent to an orphanage. He spends 3 months there. After 3 months, a lady named Ms. Sood visits him. She tells Saroo that they've been trying to find his family, Let me know if you'd like the rest of the story translated or rewritten in a different style. For example, narration, summary, voiceover script, etc. Here is the English translation of your provided Hindi text. Despite all efforts, no trace of Saroo's family could be found. Mrs. Sood says, "We even gave ads in newspapers that are read by 15 million people every day, but it didn't help." Saroo says, "My home is very far from here. I want to go back to my Ami, to Gudu." Mrs. Sood replies, "We've searched everywhere. There's no use waiting any longer. An Australian couple wants to adopt you. They're very good people, and you'll be very happy with them. You'll have to go to Australia." After that, Mrs. Sood takes Saroo to her home, where other children also live. She teaches them English words, table manners, and more. Eventually, Saroo is sent to Australia, where he's adopted by Mr. John and his wife Sue. When Saroo arrives, they are extremely happy to see him. Coming from a tiny mud house, Saroo is shocked to see their big home. He remains quiet and withdrawn. This country, its air, and everything around him is completely new. "Sue," his adoptive mother tells him in English, "I know your journey wasn't easy. You don't have to tell me anything now. But one day, you will." Saroo slowly starts learning their language and lifestyle. Soon, he becomes comfortable with them. Mr. John and Sue love Saroo like their own son and ensure he never feels a lack of anything. A year later, they adopt another boy, but he struggles to adjust. He starts harming himself emotionally and physically. Mr. John and Sue try their best to help him, to calm and understand him. One night, Sue is crying. Saroo goes to her, wipes her tears, and hugs her, showing he now truly accepts her as his mother. Time passes, and 20 years go by. Saroo has grown up. Mr. John and Sue, his adoptive parents, are proud of him. He's about to move to Melbourne to study hotel management. He also meets the boy who was adopted after him. They don't get along well. Saroo attends his introductory class for hotel management, where everyone talks about themselves. He shares that he wants to open his own hotel, and that he's originally from Kolkata, India. Later, all the students organize a house party, and Saroo also attends. There are many Indian students, so the food is Indian too. When Saroo sees jalebis, it triggers a strong childhood memory when he asked his brother Gudu for jalebi. Gudu promised to buy it someday. Saroo had said that one day they'd buy all the jalebis in the shop. Remembering this, Saroo becomes emotional and tears fill his eyes. He tells his friends, "I'm not actually from Calcutta. I got lost as a child. I boarded a train, and when it stopped, I found myself in Calcutta." A girl asks how long he was on the train. He replies, 2 or 3 days. She then asks the name of his village. Saroo says, Ganesh Tale. But now, he isn't even sure if he's pronouncing the name right. He no longer speaks Hindi and only speaks English. Another guy tells him, "You said you arrived at Howrah Bridge in Calcutta when you were a child? If we calculate the speed and duration of that train ride in reverse, we can determine a radius around your possible village." With the help of Google Earth, Saroo and a friend try to calculate the distance from Howrah station to where he might have come from. They search tirelessly for Ganesh Tala, but all efforts fail. Nothing works. Time continues to pass, and 3 years go by. Saroo and Lucy's relationship deepens. They're truly in love. But Saroo is still emotionally consumed by his past and constantly sees visions of his brother Gudu. He feels like Gudu is calling him home, so lost in the search for his family. Saroo begins to drift away from Lucy. One day he tells her, "You deserve someone better than me." They part ways. Months later, Saroo sees Lucy on an escalator. They talk, and he tells her that he misses her a lot. They reconnect and grow close again. Lucy tells him, "You should go to your mom. She needs you." Saroo goes to see his adoptive mother, Sue, who is very unwell. Till now, Saroo had always thought Sue adopted him because she couldn't have children. Sue tells him, "I could have been a mother. Your dad, John, and I decided to adopt 2 children because there are so many kids in this world who need a family." Sue shares a story from her childhood. "My father was a heavy drinker. He wasn't a good man. I used to live in fear. One day, I went behind our house and saw a boy with brown skin standing on the other side of the field. A moment later, that boy was standing right next to me. That's when I knew everything in my life was going to be okay. And then you and your brother came into our lives. But now you don't even talk to me. I need you." At this moment, Saroo realizes he must stand by his adoptive mother. At the same time, he knows he still wants to find his biological mother and brother. So once again, he turns to Google Earth to search for his village. ... Would you like me to? Translate the final portion of the story, where he finds his real family and what happens afterward. Here is the English translation of the final part of the story. Saroo continues his search, and while zooming in on different parts of India using Google Earth, he finally sees the place where his mother used to break stones. Slowly, he begins to explore the surrounding area and eventually finds his village, Ganesh Talai. He discovers that his village is in the Khandwa district of Madhya Pradesh. This fills Saroo with immense joy. He tells Lucy and his adoptive mother about it. They are also very happy for him, especially his adoptive parents, who fully support his decision to travel to India. To reunite with his biological family, Saroo comes to India and reaches the place where he spent his childhood. As he walks through familiar paths filled with childhood memories, he finally arrives at the house where he once lived with his mother, brother, and sister. But the house is now empty. He tries to ask the neighbors about his family, but they don't understand his language, and Saroo himself no longer understands Hindi. Then, a man who knows English arrives. Saroo tells him the names of his brother and sister. The man listens and then walks away without responding. Moments later, he returns and signals Saroo to follow. Saroo walks in that direction and sees an elderly woman approaching, and that woman is none other than his biological mother. It's the one whose lap he had spent his childhood in. Overcome with emotion, Saroo hugs her and breaks down in tears. His mother had never left the village, holding on to the hope that one day her lost son would return. Saroo's sister is also there, and he embraces her as well. But sadly, Saroo does not get to reunite with his brother Gudu. He learns the heartbreaking truth that on the same night Saroo went missing, Gudu died in a train accident. That night, Saroo had fallen asleep on the bench. Gudu had gone off to work, promising to bring jalebis the next morning, but he never returned. That night, their mother lost both her sons, one to fate and the other to death. Still, she never lost hope. She believed in God and waited for 25 long years for her younger son Saroo to return. And finally, he did. Saroo calls his adoptive parents in Australia and tells them, "I've found my family." But then he says, "Still nothing has changed. You are, and always will be, my mom and dad." He then visits all the places where he used to play with his brother, the paths, the fields, and is overwhelmed with memories of their time together. There, he learns another truth. His real name is not Saroo, but Saroo, which means *** lion. At the end of the movie, real-life footage *** is shown where Saroo's adoptive parents travel to India. His biological mother embraces them with love and gratitude, and thus, his true story comes to an emotional and heartwarming end. ***, let us know which movie you want the next story to be about in the comments below. If you liked this video, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe *** to the channel. Music fades out. Let me know if you'd like a full YouTube script, summary, voiceover, or SEO video description for this story or another movie.